It's barren, it's desolate, but it's got a stark beauty of its own. What's it like overlanding or camping here though? Welcome to Get Out Go, I'm Christoph. Join me as I go camping in the Northern Cape. This episode is brought to you by Lacey.
Heading out on our own with our hope in the clouds, and we're starting to see that we're onto something. Feel it coming, we'll keep running, nothing in our way, and we got no reason to wait. Let the journey take you where it wants to. We'll continue to find our way through anything we face. We got what it takes. Here we go. All we need is an open road and a chance to see a never-ending world that's beautiful. Here we go.
I'm heading to the Northern Cape for a 4,500 kilometer round trip. It's around 8 hours drive to my first stopover, Witsand Nature Reserve. Arrived at Witsand Nature Reserve and it is still raining. I just can't seem to get away from this rain. Hopefully it looks better tomorrow. Fortunately, the next morning looks a lot more promising. I'll show you around camp a little later today. I'm only spending 2 nights here. First, I'm off to have a look at the Witsand Dune Formation. There's also a 4x4 track, but it requires a minimum of 2 vehicles, and I'm the only one here, unfortunately. Witsand, or roaring sand, is probably the most well-known feature of Witsand. When the sand is warm and dry, it can produce a hum as you walk on it. It's quite a steep climb to the top, but the views are well worth it. Picked up the Witsand and I nearly died. I definitely need some more exercise, so hiking's in the order of the day. Really nice looking place, some spectacular views from here. Have a look. There are dune boards available to rent as well. The entire reserve is open to hiking. My fair share of walking today. Besides the Witsand sand dunes, there's an actual viewpoint where you can get a different perspective of those. That's where I'm heading now. There are also mountain bikes available to rent to explore the area. Looks like there's rain on the way again, so I'm heading back to camp. I think Witsand's a pretty good stopover. I wouldn't say it's a destination in itself, but quite interesting, if for nothing else, the big sand dune formation, and it's great to have some Kalahari scenery again. Albeit not really a bush campsite, the sites are somewhat separated from each other and most are reasonably sized. Each side has a fire pit, bin and electrical outlet. Site 1 is the largest and will accommodate a group of up to 6 people. Some sites are right on the road, so these are not so great. There's a swimming pool not far from camp, which I think would be most welcome in hot summer months. Note that there's a per person conservation fee, which obviously increases the cost of your camping. On my way to Khamkirri, I'm happy to report clear skies this morning. Didn't get to show you as much as I wanted to of Witsand. I think it's a good stopover. I think it's a little pricey for what you get. The ablutions need some TLC and they could be a lot cleaner. So not bad for a stopover, but I think it's a bit pricey. My next stop is Khamkirri near Augrabies Falls, a 3.5 hour drive. I was just sent on a massive goose chase. The GPS sent me down Wimkoos's farm road and I got to a locked gate. I then checked my Garmin and it's on the Garmin maps, not Tracks for Africa. So always check that you've got the right map set on your GPS. The Garmins especially don't like having both the Garmin and the Tracks for Africa maps on. So always make sure you've got the right maps. Khamkirri is right on the Orange River and it's in flood at the moment. Very nice sight to see. The campsites don't have river views though, which is a pity, but they're not bad otherwise. I'm heading to the Augrabies Falls this morning. Apparently it's spectacular because of all the rain. I can tell you all about rain. So yeah, looking forward to that. Never been. Decided not to camp there as it's a very traditional sort of campsite, but I'll show you the falls nevertheless. As you enter, it's very apparent that something special is happening at the moment. The Augrabies Falls is a waterfall on the Orange River. The falls are around 56 meters high. The original Khoikhoi residents named the waterfall Augrabies, a place of great noise. Just left Augrabies Falls. Amazing, really amazing. Haven't seen that much water in a very long time. On to Riemvasmaak, which I'm quite excited about. Haven't been there either. So I'm leaving a day early from Khamkirri. Didn't film much yesterday because I was knackered. Yeah, not my type of campsite. It's fine if you want a break from sort of bush camping. It's got power. The private bathrooms are really nice. The shared bathrooms need some work, and I had a water pump going all day, pretty much all night. That was not fun. So I'm actually going to Riemvasmaak, A little bit more rustic, a little bit more bush camp, so more up my alley. There are 2 roads into Riemvasmaak. This is quite important. Riemvasmaak eventually. I took the Blow Pits Pass by accident, and that was quite a gnarly experience, but fun nevertheless. I've tried to show you some of it. Most of the time I was just scared for my life because I'm not I'm not fond of heights, but I did capture some of it. Really nice area, although they've got me camping in the day visitors area, which is not that great. Because apparently there's no sun down in the riverbed camps, so that means no solar. I might kick it early and find something midway between here and the Houthoop, maybe Pofadder or something like that. Let's see tomorrow. The Blow Pits Pass definitely requires a high clearance 4x4 with low range for some sections. This is not the only way into Riemvasmaak, fortunately. Inquire at the tourism office for more info. Other sections of the pass are quite tame and the views are stunning. I left Riemvasmaak a day early to break up my trip to the Houthoop into 2, because otherwise it's like 5 or 6 hours. Now it's only about 3 each. I have to be honest, I wasn't all that impressed with Riemvasmaak. The area is lovely, but I had to camp in the day visitors area, which is not great. So yeah, the ablutions are pretty standard. So if you want to see the area and maybe explore some of the passes, yeah, not too bad. But as far as campsites go, yeah, not great. You're not going to believe this, but I slept in a hotel last night. So I slept in the Pofadder Inn. I couldn't find a campsite around here. So I guess there's a first time for everything. I'm on my way to the Houthoop, which is near Kleinseer. And from then on, it's on to Namaqua National Park. About a 6-hour drive from Riemvasmaak, but from Pofadder, it's only 3.
Your eyes, they tell a story. Every word they say is true.
I've arrived at the Houthoop, which is close to Kleinseer. It's windy as hell, and I think that's going to be a precursor for the rest of the trip. Good driving, mostly gravel and pretty good gravel roads. I'm actually waiting for Blaze from Mud and Dust Overlanding, which I haven't seen in 2 years thanks to COVID. So that should be interesting. From here on in, onto the Namaqua National Park. Not much to the campsite. It's pretty much a sand patch in the middle of nowhere. There's 2 trees for shade, which is not a lot. There's some basic ablutions and a scullery, but I think it does well for a stopover. In this sort of area, you're going to be hard pushed finding anything else. There are 2 hot water showers, flushing toilets and a scullery. The scullery could use a serious clean though. Expect some heavy morning and evening mist coming from the ocean. And a good evening's camping, although the campsite's not great. It was good having some company. I'm on my way to Honderklip Bay and then Namaqua National Park. The roads into Namaqua National Park can be really confusing. Do not use Google Maps. Consult the Namaqua Sand Park's office for more information. Note that there are soft sand sections that require 4x4. Lots and lots of gates to open and close on the Northern Cape's gravel roads. Don't know about you, but I'm always excited to get my first glimpse of the ocean. So I've reached Namaqua National Park and I'm set up at Delver's camp. The view is really nice. The drive was quite interesting, lots of soft sand and corrugated gravel roads. I am not in the greatest of moods at the moment. I forgot my grid at the previous campsite, so now no braaiing for me. Not the end of the world, but that combined with all the so-so campsites I've had, I might call this video Overcoming Overlanding Adversity. Anyways, let's see how it goes. Actually, I was just grumpy from all the driving. You can't be in a bad mood for long though, with such spectacular views. The sunsets in this place are out of this world. The weather, however, can turn foul in an instant here. You can expect the most rain between June and August. When a cold front is on its way in winter, the northwesterly wind is very cold. In summer, there are frequent south or southeasterly winds. Unfortunate though, and the bad weather subsides for another beautiful sunset. It's quite windy here tonight. I parked the car with the hard shell facing into the wind, but it's still being shaken around here quite a bit. Basically took the day off yesterday. I'm a little tired and the weather was awful. We had mist, we had lots of wind. So yeah, nice easy day off. My last day at Namaqua National Park, and tomorrow I'm off to Starwors. Yes, you heard me correctly, I'll explain later. Good stay. Not much to do from an overlanding point of view. There's only sort of one main road that basically just connects the coastal campsites. Bit of thick sand, but really nice location if you just want to sit in your backside and have stunning views. That's weather permitting. One thing I forgot to mention, big shout out to Sand Parks for lending me a braai grid. Otherwise I would have been cooking on gas, so you really saved the day. This truly is a stunning location and I should have stayed a bit longer. Between August and October, the flowers start to bloom, which completely transforms Namaqua land. I'll be back for that. My next drive is around 3 hours and passes through the Van Rhyns Pass. Lots of airing up and down due to all these gravel roads. I usually air down to around 2 bar on gravel and between 1.2 and 1.5 bar in thick sand. An early start this morning. I'm about halfway to Starwors. Should be there in about 40 minutes. There are quite a few stunning mountain passes in the Northern Cape, and Van Rhyns is one of them. Make sure to stop and take a moment at one of the viewpoints. I'm at Starwors village. If you haven't figured it out yet, it's obviously a word play on Star Wars. It's a Star Wars themed campsite, and wors being the Afrikaans word for sausage. Really quirky place. There's only 3 campsites, but really nice. Let me show you around. Quirkiness aside, the facilities are great with a braai, scullery and solar powered lights. There are even wood fire hot tubs available at an additional cost. The bathrooms are something between Planet Dagobah and Tatooine by the looks of it. Really quirky, but really nice. Everything you could possibly need. My next stop is a short drive to Gannabos. I'm at Gannabos guest farm, not far from Starwors, about a half an hour's drive from Richtersveld. The main reason I'm here is because of a quiver tree forest. At the moment it's open to the public, but due to some idiots, unfortunately again, it will be closed soon, only available to guests of the farm. So regardless, I do recommend you come and stay at the farm and visit this quiver tree forest. Have a look. Incidentally, what I didn't know, the quiver tree forest at Gannabos is the largest in the world. I did some night photography last night, and the views here at night are spectacular. Have a look. There are 2 campsites at Gannabos. Although you don't have shade, the ablutions are great. They feature very nice bathrooms and kitchens. I'm leaving a very wet and misty Gannabos today. I had a really great stay. In fact, I think this is probably the nicest stay I've had on the trip so far. These are probably the friendliest people you'll meet. So I highly recommend you come and visit and you see the Quiver tree forest. On to Verneukpan at the moment. It's going to be an interesting trip because nobody's quite sure about the GPS coordinates and which camp to go to. So yeah, it's an adventure. It's around a 3-hour drive to Verneukpan, or at least I think so. So some logistical challenges for this particular. There seems to be 2 campsites for Verneukpan. The one I'm booked at, you have to get access or something, keys from the lady on a farm here. I found the farm, there's just no lady. So I don't know where I'm gonna sleep tonight. There's no mobile signal here, obviously, so that complicates matters. I'm having now to use my SpotX to contact my wife, who in turn will contact the lady, who's obviously connected via some Wi-Fi system or something, and see if I can get access to Verneukpan. Keep you posted. Okay, so I'm now driving to what Tracks for Africa says is the actual campsite, because these people are nowhere to be found, and frankly my adventure spirit's turning into being ticked off at the moment. That must have been the 50th farm gate I've had to open and close as well. Always follow the instructions on the gates, and if there's none, leave it the way you found it. Looks like they had a mud fest here not too long ago. It's safe to say if there's water on the pans, I don't think this will be accessible. Happened to be lots of wet sections, but I found some dry tracks to the campsite. So I've arrived at Verneukpan camp, and there's no other way to put this. It is a hole. I've got an inverter screaming here. There's rubbish all over the place. Yeah, not great. So I'm thinking if you're coming to Verneukpan, wild camp in the actual pan, give this campsite a complete skip. No water, overflowing toilets that smell, and rubbish everywhere. This place is a mess. Wet sections on the pan stopped me from wild camping as well. I must be honest, if I was an owner of this, I'd be ashamed to charge money for it. If it wasn't this late, I'd be leaving right now. I decided at the end last night to leave Verneukpan, and the closest other accommodation was Benna's near Brandvlei, which was quite a detour out of the direction I'm going today, but worth it in the end. Thanks for opening up so late for me. So today I'm on to Melton Wold. I'm splitting up the drive between here and Camdeboo. Obviously was supposed to stay at Verneukpan tonight still. Not happening. Lots of driving on this trip. About a 4-hour drive from Augrabies to Melton Wold. Melton Wold is an historical farm that I'd actually like to come back to at some point. Just left Melton Wold. Very traditional campsite, but great for a stopover. I literally just stopped over for the night on my way to Camdeboo National Park.
I got a feeling it's the moment.
It's a 2.5-hour drive to Camdeboo.
I got the feeling when the windows roll down in the car. I got the feeling if I wanna fly, I know that I could. I got a feeling it's all feeling good. I got a feeling it's all feeling good. The sun will show the way. I know the road to take. Throw all our cares away. I don't need to knock on wood. The time is on the side. Let's all enjoy the ride. I got a feeling it's all feeling good. I got a feeling it's all feeling good.
I'm at the Quiver campsite at Camdeboo National Park. Here for 2 evenings only. First evening was sort of a mixed bag. It started nicely with some jackal calls, some guinea fowl, and then it turned a little so-so with donkeys and dogs, and the main road going the whole night, so not so great. I'm here though to see the Valley of Desolation. Have a look. Pofadder separates the park in two. There's a little narrow service road up to the Valley of Desolation. Go slow and watch for oncoming traffic. It's a single lane. The views at the top are stunning. The campsites themselves are quite nice actually. They're well separated, very level with some gravel. They have a barbecue, some seating, a bin, power and water nearby. So actually pretty nice. The sites are carved out of the bush and are fairly spacious. The ablutions aren't bad but could use some cleaning. This camp overall is okay for a stopover and to see the Valley of Desolation. Early morning sees me heading for my last stopover. The next drive is another long 5-hour one. I'm at my final destination before heading home. It's a place called Amanzi Private Nature Reserve. Quite a nice little reserve actually. The campsites are quite nice as well. It's near the town of Brandfort, so it's not too far from Bloemfontein, so it's kind of nicely in the middle of my trip back to Joburg. The reserve doesn't allow self-drive though, which is a shame. The campsites are traditional but quite alright for a stopover. I had a few hits, I had a few misses, but overall I think I had a good trip. I think you'll agree that the Northern Cape is something a little different. I can highly recommend Namaqua National Park, especially in the flower time, and I think I'll be back for that and probably the Namaqua Eco 4x4 trail. Definitely go and see the Quiver tree forest at Gannabos. Highly recommend it. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Until next time, get out there.